What's up? Bradley Johnson here with a conspiracy theory. The food companies, and there was a program on this recently. The Men That Made You Fat, I think it was called. Basically, it was a dumbed down, version of events for people explaining what exactly happened with the whole low fat thing. You know, like whenever you go into a store and you see things, it's like low fat cheese, low fat this, low fat, fat removed, 100% fat free, 1% fat, 0.2% fat. Because the greatest thing for them was they found out that people were getting fat and they wanted to stop, and it was a way to sell more food. Now, if you want to sell more foods to people, you're going to tell them that it's healthy, it's good for them, they need that food. Yeah, that's a good line. It's a good thing to put in the front of your thing. Now, it's really complicated to lose fat, right? And people don't really know how to do it. So if you just tell them something, that sounds like it makes sense, great. Now, what makes sense more than you are fat, you have fat on your body, so eat less fat and you'll be less fat? Nothing makes more sense than that. That's the smartest thing. Just saying it right now. You are fat, you have fat on your body, eat less fat and you'll be less fat. That makes so much sense, right? So they put all these fat on low fat things, remove all the fat, and replaced all that fat with, I don't know, sugar. So all this sugar's in food now, but low fat peanut butter I've seen. Low fat peanut butter is such an insult to intelligence that it's just like, what? Low fat peanut butter. It's made of peanuts. It's like the entire point of peanut butter is to be high in fat. It doesn't make, it's like low fat oil. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It's like low carb sugar. It doesn't make any sense. Low protein chicken. It doesn't make any sense. So like, they got all these low fat things because people want things to be low fat because they think that's where their fat comes from. Not realizing the problem that people's diets is they're ridiculously high in carbohydrates. Everything that is sold is carbohydrates based. I'll give you a little example. Tesco at the moment are doing this New Year, New You 2013 thing, right? Which is like all their healthy products are in this little area on the website, and if you go in there, they've got healthy breakfast, and in their healthy breakfasts, right, it's just a sugar list. That's all it is. It's fruits because they're healthy, right, and it's oats and stuff because they're healthy, right, and they got other breads and rices, and everything is a carb. Like, there's not a single gram of like protein in this entire list, other than, obviously the grams of protein that may or may not come as part of the food, such as oats. Like, whatever. So they got all these giant lists of carbs. This is a healthy breakfast. Who's gonna lose fat on a breakfast that is just carbs? That's not gonna work. Oh god, that's one of the biggest mistakes. When you're eating breakfast, right? If you're cutting, generally, if you're an average person, especially if you're a woman, because this is what most of these things are designed for. If you're a woman, generally, every meal that you should have more protein in it than carbs. Literally, every meal that you should ever have should have more protein than carbs. Generally, if you're eating, it may, your numbers may be slightly different than that. It might be more or less equal. It might be slightly in favor of carbs, but the chances are probably going to be favoring protein. And all this low fat, all these foods, low fat, low fat, plums that they even do. Like, that makes any sense? Fats don't make you fat, man. What happens is sugar is ingested into the body, carbohydrates ingested into the body. The body uses what it can use, and any that isn't used is immediately converted into adipose tissue, which is the fancy word for fat. Body converts it, saves it. It's like, brilliant, I'll just put that there. And later on, if I need some energy, I've got this energy stored. It puts it in places, puts it like by the liver, puts it by the intestines, puts it over there, puts it around the heart, puts it everywhere. And then it's like, okay, where can I put it? Oh, I put some on the stomach, I put some on the backside, I put some on the back of the arms, I put some, and it's just saving. Money is saving it for later on. It is not fat that make you fat. Fats can make you fat as well, but it easily does store fats as adipose tissue as well. But generally, people's diets aren't sky high in fat. They are sky high in carbs, and sugar. Nothing tastes better than sugar. You put it in your Coca-Cola, you put it in your jam, you got it in the bread, you got it in the rice, you got it in everything. There's sugars in everything. And everyone's diet is carb-based, which is why I say the simplest diet trick for you to lose some weight, think protein, not carbs. Think protein, not carbs. Don't worry about fat. A lot of people are losing a lot of weight on a ketone diet, which is incredibly high in fat, incredibly high in protein, really carb deprived. Don't worry about fat so much. You need fats to live. You need protein to live. You actually don't need carbs. You don't need any, like zero. I'm not saying have zero. I'm just saying you don't need any. So make sure you're getting your healthy fats. Make sure you're getting your healthy protein. Limit your carbs. There's some simple advice. Fats do not make you fat. Eating a caloric surplus does. Anyway, that's hopefully it's been some help to you. BradleyandJoseph@gmail.com if you want if you've got any queries or theories or suggestions or anything you want to know, let me know. Other than that, like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and of course subscribe. Peace!